Hello, this is Eray. I'm a service manager with Rizing. I'm responsible for ECP AMS. I have with me today Abhishek. So Abhishek, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Abhishek Jain, working with Rizing as a global Center of Excellence lead for core HR and payroll.
Thank you. Today we are going to cover SuccessFactors upcoming release, H1 2022. Of course, we're going to be covering all, not all updates for ECP, but most important ones. So we'll give you a quick update for each one, and we will discuss about some challenges or what we are thinking about this feature. So as you all know, the most important topic is always in any release, Abhishek, you already know as well, so master data replication. Okay, so in any release, we always start with master data replication. So I would like to start the first one. We have seen in the past, SAP is changing some frameworks, in the replication. One of them is right now, working with multiple replication configurations framework. Okay, so what we have today, so our clients, if they have, we are talking about, of course, point-to-point replication, if they have multiple countries in their system, for example, UK, US, Canada at the same time, and they have to create a different replication configuration for each country, and then they have to schedule this. And right now with this feature, basically SAP is bringing us to combine, this replication under one job. So under one configuration, so we can create one job, and then all the companies or all the countries, the same job, they can start replicating. So I think this is a nice change. We have clients, they're working for multiple countries. This is good for them. What do you think, Abhishek?
Yeah, of course, this is a a great announcement by SAP for this release, and this does reduces some effort on the client side to maintain multiple jobs, for various countries. So we can continue to use multiple configuration IDs, like 2 or 3 based on number of countries or different scenarios. But at the end, the replication job, we just need to schedule one, wherein we can combine multiple config into a single. So that reduces obviously the effort to monitor and maintain those jobs, as well as the end result is the response. So we get a single response if an employee is associated with multiple config. So an employee will have only single response back from replication rather than multiple response earlier. So yeah, it does reduces the maintenance, monitoring, as well as the admin side of activities.
That's good. Yeah, I've seen also a lot of security related changes. So some of them are new. For example, one of them is certificate based authentication. So we start seeing this, a lot, especially X509 certificate. Right now, it's more common. So the changes, actually, you can set up your point-to-point integration with certificate-based authentication. So rather than a basic authentication. So it's just putting your password and username. Right now, the certificate-based authentication increases the security when you're comparing the basic user authentication. So this one is recommended. It's a new admin opt-in, so which means you don't have to actually use this functionality, but it's recommended because it increases your security in the system.
That's right. Yes, and you know, the user password based authentication is not going away. Maybe in future, considering the security. So as of now, with this release, clients will have both the options available, and they can switch it straight away to this secure SSL-based authentication, or you know, take some time and then switch it to later. Yeah, so there is a flexibility available with the security option.
And there's one more. They actually, this is new as well. They improved, you know, authorization concept for push replication. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's right. So I think, as far as I remember here, the push replication was already available, but there was the authorization related, you know, added, I would say, config or maintenance task associated. So which means that the person who is triggering this push replication should have same set of access as the technical user. If not, then we were getting the authorization error. So with this announcement, SAP is improving that behavior, meaning the person who is executing the push replication don't need to have same access as the technical user, because you know, not all admins may have those very high level of access. So this is a great enhancement wherein, you know, push replication can be utilized by an admin rather than a person with, you know, very extensive access to the system.
There is one more master data related, I mean, replication related change. It's actually a change. It's again admin opt-in. So you need to actually, you don't have to use, it's not universal. It's related with Infotype 15 and also Infotype 27, which they are employee cost assignment and one-time payment objects on EC. So right now, you can replicate these infotypes with WBS element. WBS stands for work breakdown structure. Some, you know, most clients are not actually using this, but SAP is bringing right now that you can actually replicate this object, this element to ECP. So usually I've seen clients are using cost center, you know, but we have right now option to replicate also WBS element.
Yeah, that's right. So this is again an announcement. Maybe we are waiting for a long time because many of the clients use WBS as an internal order ID, and you know, there will be some setting activities to be done, like, you know, configuration on the EC side to enable that WBS field. And yeah, this is included in replication as standard. So not all the clients use it, but whoever uses it, this is a great announcement to include the work breakdown structure.
Exactly, and I'm really happy to see, you know, they are adding more, you know, in the replication. Like, for example, we have seen things in ECP, but when you look in EC, you don't see that is in the replication, right? It's not in the standard. So we started seeing this more often. They are including, you know, almost everything in the replication. So that's good. So our clients have more options.
That's right. And one thing I would like to add here is specific to how consistent this behavior is within EC and ECP. Like, you know, just a couple of examples here on country-specific localizations that SAP has introduced. Like, there is localization, new fields added on the EC side, and at the same time, SAP is also introducing the replication for the same set of fields. So that's where I'm saying it's a consistent behavior, because it's not like we have added this new field for localization as a statutory or legal requirement, but the replication is not available. So that's where consistency comes. If you are using this field in EC, replication is already available.
That's great. And extensibility also is another thing there, you know, extending that feature as well. So let's talk about a little bit payroll control center. So another big topic, right? So we know SAP is working on adding more feature and more investment in the payroll control center, because it's the future of doing the payroll, right? So and I can see we have two new basically a feature. So one of them is actually related with the solutions in payroll control center, configurable root cause analysis with analytics designer. So that's good, because I've seen some clients, they can get alerts, but they're not able to drill down and see more details of that alert. Okay, so and with this feature, analytics designer, they can go more deeper and then look what is going on, what is the issue, what is the root cause of the issue with drilling down. But it requires, I just want to mention this, it requires manage configuration feature to be implemented. Okay, that's a business function. So in the control center, that has to be implemented. And many of these changes, I just want to mention, requires HR support pack 106, A06, so which is going to be released in a month. So you can still have these functionalities in EC, but they're not going to be functioning until you go and apply support pack 106 in your system, which is going to be released in May 20th.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, so both the items available on this release for Payroll Control Center is related to this new managed configuration application, wherein, this is, I think, one of the most recent adds for the employee central payroll side of things, which will be the new tool for PCC configuration. And I think specific to this analytics designer is, as Eray already mentioned, that it helps us to drill down further. And if I remember this correctly, SAP did introduce 3 options how you can drill down so far for the analytics designer, so that we can get more detail on what that root cause is for any validations for any PCR rule configured.
Exactly. And if people are not aware this managed configuration functionality, so I don't see many clients are using this, but it's really powerful tool that you can actually create your own validation rules, own key KPIs, without going to a consultant or someone, like writing a rule in Excel, right? So you can easily create this kind of validation rules in Payroll Control Center using managed configuration. This came prior releases, but right now they have another edition. They enhanced a little bit, and then they are bringing us new logics, default logics. So the clients, they can use this default logics by selecting them, and basically it's going to be ready to use when they have any intention to create their own validation rules. They are bringing also new enhancement to see the lock entries in Payroll Control Center. In the prior releases, we had just one lock entry, but right now they're breaking down to 3 different lock entries that you can manage. You can manage the, for example, if somebody's locking that validation rule, so you will be able to see under admin transaction report, and you will be able to unlock it.
That's right. Yes, this gives an added flexibility for system administrator, right? Say if someone has locked it and maybe have left the organization or went on a long leave, so that transaction does help to release the lock so that another person can start working on that managed configuration application. So yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So that's a good one. So yeah. another big topic. I mean, we've talked about data replication, Payroll Control Center. Another one is pay statement. always, there's something with pay statement. So this time, more security related. So if you are familiar with OAuth, it stands for Open Authorization concept. So right now, basically, SAP is bringing us to support the connection, okay, to multiple payroll solutions for different countries. So by using this open authorization concept. So this actually, what does that mean? I have an analogy for that. So it's called like Facebook, Instagram analogy. For example, if Facebook, you post something on Instagram, you can give authorization to Facebook to post also on your Facebook page without giving your password to Facebook. So what happens, Facebook goes and asks an authorization from Instagram, just that particular photo or video, and Instagram sends a token, and then Facebook uses that token just one time, and then that's it. You don't have to share your password. You don't have to do anything. So, and it increases the security. It's the same concept. So basically, you can activate if you need to connect multiple payroll solutions, not just ECP, multiple payroll solutions without sharing them actual, password, ECP password.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yes.
Facebook and Instagram, which can relate to, in our day-to-day lives. So yeah, that's right. It's open authorization. You just need to do it once, and the systems start talking to each other. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have customers, they're using global benefits. So what do you think about the new feature, the change actually, that global benefits? It's not common, I don't see too many clients are using global benefits, but I think it's coming, it's more, common soon. So what do you think about that new update?
Yeah, I think for this round of announcement available for global benefits is specifically towards the workplace pension plan, where SAP has included some standard fields in replication, like employer contribution amount or employer contribution percentage, or any additional voluntary contributions. So these are the three fields SAP has introduced. The way it will work is, it gets added, I think, into the recurring and the deduction objects, and from there, the replication works. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have some user account management related changes. Of course, as you've seen in this release, SAP really focused on, enhancing the security. So that's good. Another one is user account management. Basically, SAP's secure login client for ECP. Do you have any feedback on that?
Yes, of course. So yeah, with this, SAP has introduced a single sign-on option, as well as two-factor authentication, or we call it as multi-factor authentication for ECP users, so that they don't need to do a dual login, or so that way it helps to improve the security, and I would say lots and lots of security enhancement this time around for ECP role.
Yes, it's another good one actually. I think clients need to focus on the security updates and user proxy management. So that's also exciting. So this is also good. I think clients are going to be really, users are going to be excited about this. So this is a new basically option. So in proxy, right now, we have two options. They included payroll and private data for proxy account holder. Okay, so of course, these are different scenarios, but for example, if you are going for a vacation, you're giving proxy access to your one of your colleague, right? So there is an option right now. You can select, private data for proxy account holder, so that person will be able to see, everything what you are, you are seeing. That person will not be able to see your personal data. So that's an option right now, for example. And also another one is payroll. You can give access to perform this tasks, payroll related tasks with this proxy access.
Yeah, that's right. So it's kind of, I would say a loophole that has been closed now, because earlier we never had this option, and whoever had proxy access was able to view the pay data. So with this kind of restriction on the pay data, so yeah, I think it's another great security related announcement as a part of this release.
So lastly, we have some country specific changes. So can you talk about, especially for clients from UK?
Yeah, I think a couple of changes specific to UK is obviously the e-filing legal changes, and I think the changes for e-filing it comes every year, because SAP does release new package with a new set of enhancements. But this time around, SAP has also extended the same use of CPI for any on-prem payroll customers. So it's, with this announcement, it's also covering the on-prem customers now. Another bit for UK is related to onboarding. So specifically for the student loans feature. So as a part of onboarding activity, the candidates or the prospect employee does fill in some forms or compliance forms so that the student loan information for UK specifically was not directly available for application or integrated with the payroll. So there was always a dual entry or additional entry needed from an admin so that the data is consistent. But with this announcement, SAP has enabled integration specifically for the student loan. So once the information is filled in onboarding, the same information will be integrated with the ECP system.
That's great. That's great for UK, and I'm hoping this kind of features are going to be released for other countries like US. That would be awesome. So we have a change. Actually, it impacts Argentina, Canada, and the US. So that's related with the gender field in EC. And now it's actually we can replicate this Infotype 2 for these countries. So this is more like compliance related change. So, and yeah, you can now replicate this gender field to Infotype 2.
Yeah, just to add on, the gender field is, if you all know, there is a standard gender field available as a part of personal information, but specifically for this country, these three countries, SAP added another gender field, which is country specific now, especially due to additional values for the gender available for these countries. The values are not same, of course, for all three countries. It will be different, but this does allows any compliance thing to be taken care of. And this is kind of enhancement where I was mentioning earlier about consistency, where SAP introduced EC specific change and at the same time the replication for that standard field is already included.
That's great. When you activate this, actually you can easily replicate. There will be no any impact to your payroll. So there will be no retroactive accounting, anything, because Infotype 2 is not going to trigger a retroactive accounting. So you can just go and activate this and then start using it. So another good feature related with Canada, actually, new job classification field. This is for workers' compensation report for Canada. So this one was in the prior, releases, we were not able to replicate this field. So the clients were, going and updating this manually. So right now we are able to replicate this. That's a good feature.
Yeah, this is another set of automation that's available with this release. So yeah,
that's great. So we have for Philippines. So we have users from Philippines. Then I think it's related with work permit document, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's a new document type that SAP has introduced on EC side, and obviously at the same time, also the replication is also included. So yeah.
Lastly, we have Fiori 2.0 related change. Right now, ECP users, ECP clients, they can start using My Forms, Fiori 2.0, if they're available for their countries. So these forms were available for on-prem clients before, right? Right now, Employee Central Payroll clients can use as well. Correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and there's obviously some setting, the enablement of some function needs to be done, like Fiori and other stuff. Exactly. And this employee can view the forms in the PDF format and even download those forms right in the PDF format.
Which forms are available? You can go and look on SAP website. So for the specific country. So, but it's an exciting feature. So I think we are done. So we have all features covered.
Yeah, that's right. I think we have covered more or less, all features. Those have been released as a part of this 1H 2022. And one thing I would like to add, Eray, you already pointed out earlier that when it comes to ECP, it is related to a support pack. So unless that support pack is available from SAP and until you import that into your ECP system, you won't be able to, utilize this feature. So it's all dependent on the support pack. You cannot just straight away go now into the ECP and start seeing all these changes. So that's a point to note.
Yeah, support pack is 106 and it's going to be released May 20th. So thank you.
All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for listening to us. Yeah.